Hey Pepe, guess what? I was playing this new game, and it's called a roguelike Souls-like Metroidvania. Can you believe that? I think I might need a map just to understand the genre.
Hee hee hee. Oh Lolo, that's a mouthful. These like tags are indeed becoming quite a tangled ball of yarn, aren't they?
You bet. It's like trying to decode some ancient cat script. Let's unravel this mystery together, Pepe.
Absolutely, Lolo. The like tags started with good intentions, aiming to describe games based on their resemblance to well-known titles. However, over time, this system has led to confusion and, quite frankly, a lot of nonsensical classifications.
Yeah, it's like calling every fish a tuna-like, just because they swim. Not very helpful, huh?
Exactly. While these tags can offer a shorthand for describing gameplay, the spreading of like terms has muddied the waters. Players and developers alike are often left scratching their heads, unsure of what to expect from a game labeled with one of these tags.
But where did this all start, Pepe?
It all began with roguelike, a term derived from the game Rogue from 1980. Rogue was a dungeon-crawling game known for its procedural generation and permadeath mechanics. Games that shared these core features were dubbed roguelikes.
That makes sense. But when did things start getting out of paw?
The term roguelike was followed by Metroidvania, which combines elements of Metroid and Castlevania. This tag was used to describe games that emphasized exploration, power-ups, and backtracking. Then came Souls-like, inspired by the Dark Souls series, which focuses on challenging combat and dark fantasy settings.
And then the floodgates opened, right?
Precisely. Now, we have terms like roguelike deck builder, Souls-like RPG, roguelite, and even Roguevania. Each new tag tries to capture specific gameplay elements, but ends up creating a jumble of overlapping and often confusing categories.
So, what are some examples of this confusing mess?
Let's take Hades as an example. It's often labeled as a roguelike, but also a roguelite because it offers some persistent progression between runs. Then there's Hollow Knight, which is called a Metroidvania, but also shares some Souls-like elements with its challenging combat and exploration.
Oh, I see. It's like trying to fit a square peg in a round hole.
Exactly. These tags, while helpful in some ways, can often mislead players about what to expect. For instance, a player looking for a traditional roguelike might be disappointed with a roguelite that doesn't offer the same level of challenge or procedural generation.
And sometimes, these tags are just an excuse for laziness, right? Like, instead of creating something unique, developers just slap a like on their game to ride the coattails of popular titles.
Unfortunately, yes. This like culture often leads to a focus on imitation rather than innovation. Developers aim to replicate the success of established titles rather than surpass them, leading to a cycle of decreasing creativity and originality.
It's like becoming a fan rather than a successor. You're not pushing the boundaries, you're just copying what's already been done.
Exactly. Other people's work becomes your limit, and this eventually leads to degradation, which isn't good for the industry.
So, how do we fix this, Pepe? Can we just stop using these tags altogether?
Not necessarily, Lolo. Some tags, like roguelike and Souls-like, have become well-established and convey specific expectations to players. However, we need to be more judicious in creating new tags.
Kind of like how we've broken down RPGs into core elements like combat, exploration, and narrative, right?
Precisely. Instead of constantly creating new tags, we should focus on clearly defining the core gameplay mechanics and elements. This means being more descriptive and precise without resorting to yet another like term.
So, we should think twice before adding another like to the list?
Yes, but even more importantly, we need to ensure that the tags we do use add value and clarity. Developers should strive for originality and innovation, building on the strengths of their inspirations rather than merely copying them.
And players should also be more critical, right? Not just accepting every like tag at face value.
Exactly. A responsible approach to, like, tags means understanding that parasitizing on titles using these tags is not just lazy, but it devalues the originality of game design. We need to push for better, clearer genre definitions that actually help players understand what they're getting into. So, Lolo, what have we learned today?
We've learned that while like tags started with good intentions, they've created a confusing web of genres that can mislead players and developers. But by focusing on clear and precise descriptions of core gameplay mechanics, we can untangle this mess and help everyone better understand what to expect from their games.
Exactly. Let's keep the established tags like roguelike and souls-like, but stop breeding new ones unless absolutely necessary. By doing so, we can preserve the benefits of genre shorthand without falling into total nonsense.
And let's not forget the importance of innovation. We should be pushing the boundaries, not just copying what's already been done.
Agree.
Thanks, Pepe! This has been another enlightening journey through the tangled world of game genres. Can't wait to dive into the next topic with you.
Me too, Lolo. Until next time, let's keep our paws on the pulse of the gaming world and continue unraveling its mysteries.